It's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports.
We're at the confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. The Steeler offense set to go to work, and once again at the helm, their longtime starter, that's Ben Roethlisberger.
And for Ben Roethlisberger, there are a lot of question marks coming into this year because he missed nearly all of 2019 with an elbow injury. And if he were younger, maybe not as many questions. But he turned 38 back in March, and now the Pittsburgh Steelers expect to see the old Ben Roethlisberger, who's thrown for over 56,000.
And right away, he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The numbers for Smith-Schuster in that game last week. 6 catches, 79 yards.
And what we just saw there was exactly what they need against this defense. Big plays. They were able to pick up a first down on that one.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 more yards there and another first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 39-yard line. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Intercepted by the Broncos. They'll take over 1st.
The Broncos offense set to go behind their quarterback in his 2nd season now from Missouri, Charles. It's Drew Lock.
What a roller coaster for Drew Lock from the NFL draft until the end of his rookie season, because on draft night he thought he might go in the 1st round. Ended up going in the 2nd. And then didn't get to start with the Broncos until near the end of his rookie year. But the Broncos did go 4-1 in those games, and he played very well, working on his agility and his pocket presence in the offseason. I love how the Broncos upgraded around him in order to give him more weapons.
The tackle there by Akeem Spence. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Block now to throw. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a 1st. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Lock. And this is taken in by Hamler for a Bronco touchdown. KJ Hamler with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team.
Brandon McManus lining up for the extra point.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Extra point from McManus is good, and that makes the score 7-0.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Back to Smith-Schuster, this time complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with James Conner. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
7.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so they can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there. And he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Open man is Gordon, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
1st down.
Lock now on 1st down. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, and they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Locked pass.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there, 1st down. Throwing on 1st down is Locke. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback.
25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Brings up second and 11 at the 44-yard line.
On second and 11 now. Roethlisberger. Ebron caught left side. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 12 yards there and a first down.
10 at the 40.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. Working with his 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The 55-yard attempt, normally you'd say well within his range. A little surprised he came up short.
And he knew it immediately, didn't he? They are so calibrated, aren't they? They can tell the touch, the feel. When they put the foot to the ball, whether it's going to be good or not, he knew immediately he didn't have that one.
Oh, he'll air this. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory.
1st and goal.
A huge play there for Denver. 46 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
The ball carrier.
Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Melvin Gordon with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Washington's got it. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald.
Roethlisberger's pass.
That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. That's caught by the 6'8" tight end, Zach Gentry. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. He finds his man Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on 1st down. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. Now been hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. The Broncos say they have it. They do. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. And he's going to be taken down here, as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, and that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they trail in that one, as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. Chris Conley, a touchdown reception. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. 2 touchdown passes there for Teddy Ballgame. In the game you're watching, it's been Drew Lock with a strong first half. His guys have a 3-touchdown lead as we're about ready to go into the second half. And to get you through it, we give it back to Brandon Gaud.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Chris Boswell.
Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Muscles him off. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10. At their own.
So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They were winners last week over Tennessee, and they've got the lead here as well. They start this drive out 1st and 10. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. Airing it out for Hamilton. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was Minka Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
At the 22-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this will be caught at the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play there for the Broncos. And even 50 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get them about 5 yards.
Vince Williams.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, Most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
They'll go again with Lindsey. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Yeah, he is marked down right about on top of that imaginary yellow line, but they say he's a bit short. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Giving to the big tight end on fourth. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's first and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Philip Lindsay, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos push further out in front. Second effort there, he was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
And the kick is no good, but there are flags behind the line. He's going to get bailed out. I think this is going to be a roughing call. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
McManus's point after is good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
Their own 26.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 43-yard line.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 28 yards there, and give him a 1st down.
And the Broncos
operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Lock on the give. It's Lindsey. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
He was brought down.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Ball at the 26. 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Locke. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver.
touchdown.
Melvin Gordon, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Broncos continue to pour it on. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. What a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 33-yard line.
Again, a run with Connor. That one a first down pickup of 8.
James Conner. That's good for a Pittsburgh Steeler. 1st and 10.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
James Conner.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
10.
Roethlisberger. And the catch made by Johnson. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
4-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
It's a gain
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
at the Broncos' 16-yard line.
Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18.
Brought down by Vaughn Miller.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And he'll get this down only to the 18. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Boswell's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
34.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out. So it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg. And they're at least trying to finish out strong.
On the return, the Broncos take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
12. And the
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get your